All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the course on content acceleration where this is going to live. But today, what we're appending to this course is a really awesome, unique new setup inside of HubSpot that allows you as the agency or your clients to keep in touch with prospects in a relevant, valuable manner when they tell you things like, call me back in a month, or let's schedule some time in the spring when we're ready for this service. You can put them into this system using Upcontent's new product, and it will be an awesome value add for your agency as well as your clients. So this is going to be living in, depending on where you're seeing this, you may see this in the feed. So I want to show you this, the content acceleration service. As soon as we're done recording, I will add it to the bottom here as a new section. And if you haven't checked out this course, definitely go through here. We give you the full rundown on how to set up this thing called content acceleration for really any type of clients, but we're going to show you today how it's going to be added to HubSpot in particular, how this new addition is. So we've come up with some pricing tiers that are optional for you, as well as what's included and what you need for your clients. Go through FAQs. You can qualify yourself as the agency to set up this service, as well as the one we're going to talk about today. With me again is Scott, CEO, founder of upcontent.com. And Scott, why don't you introduce what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, thanks, Alex. I'm excited to add this addendum, and truly an addendum, which is nice about this. It doesn't require any additional effort or changing of any of the prior courses. This is an additional component that now is available for all of our agency partners and their clients when setting up Upcontent or the content acceleration as a service. And really what the focus of this integration is around, as you had mentioned, is that many of the current uses of curated content is very one-to-many, right? It's an email newsletter that's blasting out to a subscriber base, content going out to social on behalf of the brand or the individual employees, content going to a website. And where we've heard a lot from our customers, particularly over the past year, is that one-to-one email communication, needing content, and how does the marketing team or the agency team empower or enable the sales team to have those curated articles at their fingertips in the system that they're already using, so that in those instances where we spoke a couple months ago, Alex, I wanted to stay in touch with you. It's a consultative sales process. I know you're not ready to buy yet, but I want to continue to show you that I'm the best resource for you, that I have great solutions and I can spark conversations outside of just trying to sell you. I need something to continue to break the ice. And that's where Icebreaker by Upcontent comes in. We have been a HubSpot app partner for a few years now. Icebreaker is our latest inclusion into that ecosystem. And we wanted to accomplish a few things. One is ensure the sales team never has to access Upcontent, right? They're already in one tool. We don't want them to ever leave the tool that they're in, because that's the tool they're using to build those relationships and create sales. So what you're looking at is for those familiar with HubSpot, a HubSpot contact record. You would see something similar in the company record as well. And one of the additional elements now that can be available is this area called Icebreaker. So I'm in an awesome individual from HubSpot who I work with closely. And what you'll see here is if I want to start a conversation with Katie, here are 3 articles that have already been approved by my marketing team that would be of interest to share with Katie. And right now, how does it know and how can we make sure that it's showing great content? Well, one is obviously it's already been approved by my team. It's gone through all those processes. I don't have to worry about going out and finding content myself. And I can also indicate which persona or which grouping I want Katie to be associated with. So if she's more of a mortgage professional, if we're focusing on a different industry, I can pick that industry. And then it's going to narrow in the content, again, approved by Upcontent from my agency partner or from my marketing team right here for me. Simple from this process, right? So if this is an article that I think is of interest, I can certainly click and read that article. But if it's something that I want to share, like, oh, this could be great to share with Katie, I can pop this up. Right inside of HubSpot, I'm given some different ways to outlay the article inside of an email. We even give you a little bit of text here, so I can utilize this, for example. Then I'm going to start an email with Katie right here. And in this email, I can create my subject line and just go ahead and start my email. And once I put in the subject line, I have that opportunity. Again, I'm inside of HubSpot. So all of the HubSpot features and functionality are available to me. Most importantly, now that I can just send this along, when that article is clicked upon, and I'll just open this up in a new tab, all of the functionality that you've created for your clients as part of that content acceleration platform still holds. Meaning that I'm not just sharing that article, but I'm sharing the article with a customized call to action from my organization as well. So that even though I may not think that Katie's ready yet to take that next step with me in the process, the fact that I'm continuing to not only share great content from sources that I know my marketing team's already given me the okay, or if I'm an area like FinServe, compliance has already given the okay as well, but I'm doing it in a way that's also giving an option for her to convert right then and there if I happen to hit her at the right time to have that next step in the conversation. Because I'm doing this through HubSpot, all of those UTM codes, as we mentioned in the other courses, are still tracked so that I can understand not only that she's opening, that she's clicking, and if she made her way back to my website from those calls to action as well, so that I know and am intelligent about the next best step to work with Katie.
Oh, very cool, very cool, very cool. So yeah, so the total setup time for this is light from what it looks like, probably under 30 minutes to set all this up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 steps, right? So I'm inside of my integrations menu after I've set everything up. You'll see that Icebreaker is available. It's a simple connect button. And then you as the agency team have the option to determine which collections, and if you remember those from the prior courses, collections are those groupings of articles that you've approved. And so I can turn on or off specific collections, and the sales team only has access to the collections that I've turned on, so that they don't have to worry about it. All those articles, again, are ready for them to use. And now you're really getting that joint enablement between marketing and sales. And more importantly, empowering sales to want to recommend content back to your marketing efforts as well, because they're seeing the direct value of those efforts versus it being some other area of the organization doing some other things that may or may not help them achieve their goals or hit their quotas in the end.
Okay, and quick thought there is, if I'm with a number of clients and every client is obviously targeting different ideal personas, they have different focuses on the brand side as well as on the marketing and the content side and the SEO, so all of that sort of stuff.
Right.
But if I'm running this routine, hypothetically, I have like all of my clients on this. Say I have 20 clients that I have this added to their HubSpot.
Right.
You could quickly on a weekly basis go in and update your filters, update the content that you want to be shown based on whatever they're targeting during that week. So if you're hypothetically also running their account-based XYZ services, so account-based sales or account-based marketing or account-based content in this case, then you can adjust this system to match who their current target audience is and what they're focused on. So if they want to be known this month or this quarter as the best blank for blank, you would obviously go in and structure this system to feed content that's related to that sort of thought leadership, that keyword, right? Whatever they're going after.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And then you can make that collection available and maybe turn off last month's collection that you're using to focus on a different area. And that way you're shifting that conversation to the right audience. And it just, again, we know the sales team, they're focused on getting those conversations happening. They're not going to have a lot of time to go out and hunt for this content. You're already finding it. It's already part of your workflow for other mechanisms. Have that additional checkbox available to support that team as well. And we've seen that with our agency partners as a great initial way into organizations because there's a direct value that's being provided. I'm giving your sales team the content they need to keep those conversations going. While you get the longer curve, right? All the SEO curve and the brand curve working, you're getting direct wins almost instantaneously by empowering the sales team with the content that they need and then tracking the conversions that come back from it.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, from an account-based approach and from a rev-ops approach as well. This is just perfect for those of you that are trying to get more into rev-ops as a HubSpot agency. or just use it yourself. I mean, of course, if you run HubSpot, there's no reason why you shouldn't just plug this in and start using it yourself, get good at it, find a way to bake it into the current operations and services that you're running with clients, and then send out an email mentioning what it is that you're going to be offering. And maybe Scott and I will do you one better, and maybe even type up an email that we would use to introduce this service to clients if we were in your shoes, and add it to the course, and you'll have that too. So maybe we'll get that in the course as well. Okay, so that's that. Any additional things they should know to qualify themselves? What type of HubSpot account do you need? I know that certain times that can be that can change things, but what do they need? How do they qualify themselves?
Yeah, the great part is on the HubSpot side, as long as they have the ability to send individual emails, which is kind of the lowest capabilities from a plan level of HubSpot, then this becomes available. So they don't need the social capabilities or any of those higher tiered plan offerings to leverage it. And there's no additional cost from the Upcontent plan side. So if you are already bought in with all the other curation activities and strategies that we were talking about from your one-to-many audience development strategies, this is just another great add-on or initial point to drive to the others. So it doesn't change any of the pricing that we've already talked about as your cost to the agency. Certainly, you can either keep your content acceleration service and go to them and say, look, the deal just got even sweeter, or utilize this as a way to increase your margin even further by providing this offering and supporting the sales group as well.
I love it. Okay, very cool. Well, I hope this was helpful. We'll try to append any resources that are relevant, any other links that you'll need. They'll all be probably right below this video as you're watching it. So hopefully you get all that. And of course, reach out to the team at Upcontent if you need support. Thank you very much, Scott.
Yeah, thanks as always.